Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Monday, December 16th. Well, it's been quite an active period here in the Mid-Atlantic region with 3 different accumulating snow events over the past week or so for much of the I-95 corridor. And now we have a couple of different clipper systems that will affect the region on Tuesday and Tuesday night, producing some more snow, some more accumulations in the I-95 corridor. The first system looks like it will have an impact, unfortunately, on the Tuesday morning rush hour, as snow should break out across Philadelphia and New York City after about 3 or 4 in the morning and continue through much of the morning in Philadelphia with perhaps 1 to 3 inches of snow. In the New York City region, perhaps 2 to 4 inches throughout the morning hours and into the early afternoon as that clipper system tends to intensify once it hits the East Coast and then rides up northeastward along the northeast U.S. coastline. The D.C. region could actually see some snow shower activity from this first clipper system, certainly all the way down into northern Maryland late tonight, early tomorrow. But the best chance for snow perhaps could be with the second clipper system that affects the I-95 corridor tomorrow night. There liable to be a several-hour period in between with just cloudy and cold conditions here in the I-95 corridor. But then the second clipper drives a little farther to the south, giving the D.C. region a little better chance for snow tomorrow night. But even that second clipper system should bring some more snow shower activity to Philadelphia and New York City, and there can be some small accumulations associated with that second clipper system as well in the Philly and New York City metro region. So we'll walk through the very latest NAM model run. The 12Z NAM model run is in, and we'll take a look at that. Let's start off first with a North American continent surface map analysis. A couple of clipper systems on the map right here. Here's the first one in south central Canada. Second one right upstream in western part of Canada. Meteorologists tend to refer to clippers as Alberta clippers because this is where the province of Alberta is located in western Canada. And typically these clipper systems will race through Alberta, Canada, drop south and east across the Great Lakes region. Not all that much moisture typically associated with this. Moisture is kind of cut off from the Atlantic Ocean until those clippers reach the Atlantic Ocean. And indeed, this first one will intensify once it has an influence from the warm sea surface temperatures right off the East Coast, and therefore it'll snow a little heavier in the New York City region, and even heavier than that up across Boston later on tomorrow. Downright possibility of a snowstorm from this first clipper system. The second one tends to drive a little farther to the south and again has a better chance of throwing some snow across D.C., but that too will throw some snow into the Philly and New York City metro regions. Well, here's a look at the north central U.S. radar map this morning, a loop from the Penn State EWOL site. We're showing this because this is where snow is already falling from that first clipper system. It becomes all snow here in the blues and whites across Minnesota. We'll cause some snow today across Wisconsin and then move quickly south and east, reaching the I-95 corridor suburbs by 3 or 4 in the morning and having an impact certainly on the Philadelphia morning rush hour and New York City morning rush hour, perhaps all the way down to the northern suburbs of district, and an outside chance that even the district itself will see some snow shower activity by the morning rush hour. It'll snow through much of the morning in Philadelphia and into the afternoon across New York City before the next clipper system moves in tomorrow night. Well, let's quickly walk through the very latest NAM model run. This is the North American model run from 12Z, hot off the press. We'll look at 6-hour increments from late tonight, 1 a.m. tonight, to late tomorrow night, 1 a.m. tomorrow night. First at the surface and then at the 500 millibar level to see these 2 separate clipper systems. This is the forecast map for 1 a.m. late tonight, and you can see the precipitation already breaking out just on the western side of the I-95 corridor. We typically use this blue line here as a rain snow line. In this case, it's way to the south in southern Virginia. It looks like primarily snow here, if not completely in the form of snow. And again, even in the northern Maryland area and all the way down to the district, there can be some snow shower activity late tonight. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours. By tomorrow morning, this is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, the snow has already reached the Philadelphia and New York City metro regions. It certainly can have an impact on the morning rush hours, especially across Philadelphia and into the New York City region. Perhaps even, again, as far south as the north side of the District of Columbia, there can be some problems with snow shower activity down there. Now we'll jump ahead 6 hours here, and we'll see that the heaviest precipitation is, in fact, from Philadelphia. The Mason-Dixon line points north and east, and a little bit of a bullseye sitting right on top of the New York City region by tomorrow afternoon. Again, I'm thinking 1 to 3 inches in and around the Philly metro region from late tonight through mid to late morning, perhaps 2 to 4 inches in and around the New York City region from late tonight into the afternoon hours tomorrow. Little or no accumulation from the district to the northern suburbs, but again, they certainly can see some snow shower activity. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours. By 6 hours later, later on tomorrow, you can see a separation between this first clipper system that continues to intensify, and it'll turn into a pretty decent snowstorm for Boston and along the New England coastline here, as again, it's influenced by warm sea surface temperatures, picking up some Atlantic Ocean moisture. It was deprived of moisture until it reached the Atlantic Ocean, but here is an area associated with that second clipper system, and we'll see that it kind of tends to drive a little bit farther to the south. The D.C. metro region has a better chance of better snows associated with that second system tomorrow night, but that too will bring some more snows to the Philly and New York City regions. Let's now jump ahead to later on tomorrow night. You see it's actually depicting a fairly healthy looking snow pattern here over Delmarva Peninsula with the second clipper system tomorrow night. So certainly DC region is not out of the woods for these clipper systems, and they perhaps have a better shot at snow with the second system come tomorrow night. This does then move some more snow farther to the north late tomorrow night into the New York City region. Let's now take a look at the upper air pattern. Again, we'll look at 6 hour increments from late tonight, 1 a.m. to late tomorrow night, 1 a.m. tomorrow night. And here is a couple of different waves here associated with these two different clipper systems. The first one right here, you can see the shortwave trough right here over the Great Lakes, and a second a little bit farther back, and that ultimately drives a little farther south. It is quite unusual to see two clipper systems this close together. I mean, this will be perhaps 6 to 12 hours apart here. Let's now jump ahead 6 hours. Here's that first wave causing some snow in Philadelphia and New York City, especially late tonight and tomorrow morning, but even as far south as the District of Columbia. 6 hours later, that first wave moves to the New England area, and here's the second wave in the upper part of the atmosphere. Again, we're looking at the 500 millibar level, about 18,000 feet up. And then by later tomorrow, that second wave drives a little farther to the south, a little bit more impressive looking at this point in terms of the upper air support. And finally, by 1 a.m. tomorrow night, that tends to move off to the coastal region. The snow from the second clipper system will wind down at this time late tomorrow night. But two different clipper systems to deal with here in the Mid-Atlantic region, and it could be a rough morning rush hour, especially from northern Maryland, north and east across Philadelphia and into New York City, and more accumulations are possible up and down the I-95 corridor. That's it for now. For the SIWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.